What's up, you guys? Teddy Striker here. UFC 319 is tomorrow. Here are my official predictions for all the fights on the main card, starting with the main event. We've got Dricus taking on Khamzat Chimaev. And now the narrative around this fight is either Khamzat Chimaev is going to finish him within the first 2 rounds, or Dricus will survive that early onslaught and he'll finish Khamzat Chimaev later in the fight. But guess what? I don't think we're going to see a finish in this fight. I really don't. Dricus Plessis, whenever he's been getting finishes recently, he did get a TK over Robert Whittaker. But Robert Whittaker is a guy who's known for, maybe not being the most durable guy. He does get hurt quite often in his fights with strikes. But outside of that, he's just been getting submissions. A submission over there until submission over Adesanya, and decisions versus Sean Strickland. But I think we're going to see a decision here. And on the Khamzat Chimaev side, when we see him getting finishes, it's against guys like Kevin Holland, who's been getting submitted and finished by several guys in the past. Like, he's been getting submitted or finished by guys like RDR, guys like Roman Dolidze, and then he's finishing GM3, who's been knocked out by what's his name, Joe Pyfer. He's just been finished recently by Rainier the Ritter. So, but then when he went up against guys like Usman and Gilbert Burns, high-level fighters who are, going to present him some serious threats, he didn't finish him. And I think we're going to see something similar from both sides. I don't think we're going to see a finish. I think Dricus Plessis is going to survive that early onset from Khamzat. I think Khamzat will have the endurance to go the full distance, but I think it's going to be quite a bit of war. I think this is going to be a back-and-forth fight. I think Dricus Plessis will 100% be getting taken down in this fight. I don't think that he'll be getting submitted, though. I think he'll have done his homework, he'll have done his research, and also he's a really good grappler. When we've seen Khamzat against those top echelon grapplers like Usman or Gilbert Burns, you see that the fight played out differently, and those guys were smart enough and they had enough grappling ability to be able to make it back to their feet and survive those dangerous positions from Khamzat Chimaev. And Khamzat, I don't think he'll be slowing down. I think the myth about him not having cardio is nonsense and just myth. I think against Usman, he didn't gas out. He just slowed down because he knew he couldn't finish Kamaru Usman. He respected Kamaru Usman, his ability, and he knew that he was a championship fighter. So he knew that, okay, Usman's not really doing much, so I don't really need to be doing too much as well. So he just took the second round off. And in round 3, I thought he lost that round. I thought the fight was a draw, but ultimately, Khamzat got the decision. He didn't look like he was gassed out in that fight. And against Gilbert Burns, same thing. He won the first round. He was winning the second round up until the knockdown. And then I thought he did enough to take the third round. But the Gilbert Burns fight was a high-paced fight. And also, he was doing that at 170, where he was not at the best of his ability. And I think that he's now in his natural weight class and he'll perform a lot better. But I think Dricus Plessis striking is underrated. I see some people saying Khamzat's a better striker. Now, Khamzat has some good hands. He's got good speed, good power, but I don't think he's a better striker. I think Dricus Plessis is actually an underrated striker. I thought he outstruck Darren Till in the third round before the finish with a jab. Like, he was completely piecing up Darren Till with his jab. He was countering him as well, landing some leg kicks, avoiding the shots of Darren Till. He outstruck Sean Strickland in both fights, and he was outstriking Israel Adesanya as well. The only round where it was really close and you could give it to Adesanya was in that third round. In the fourth round, Adesanya was starting to take over, but round 3 was really back and forth, and Dricus was doing really well on the striking. And I don't think he's just gonna go on there and blitz and be a goofy fighter. He is really good technically. Whenever he just moves into range and lands some good clean shots, I think that's going to catch Khamzat Chimaev off guard, and those kicks are going to be there for Dricus as well. And I just feel like he is going to be able to survive that early onslaught. He's going to be good enough on the feet and ultimately win himself a decision. I think it's going to be a 48-47 decision victory for Dricus Plessis. But moving on to the co-main event, we got Aaron Pico taking on Lerone Murphy, and I'm going to go with Lerone Murphy getting this done by decision. I feel like Lerone Murphy is a really high-level fighter. He is really good. He is technically sound. He did get hurt bad against Dan Ige with, I think it was he threw a kick and then Ige countered him, and then he floored him. But he has learned from that. He has gone the five rounds. He is really good technically, and I think he's got a good style to stay on the outside, use his kicks really well, use his movement. His defense is really good. We saw that against Josh Emmett. Now he's starting to add some elbows up close in the pocket to make up for maybe not being as strong in the pocket with his boxing. But now he's adding his elbows to make up for that, and I think he's going to do well and pick apart Aaron Pico. And I see him defending the takedowns as well and getting back up to his feet and, yeah, getting himself a comfortable 29-28 decision victory. But then we've got Jeff Neal taking on Carlos Prates, and I'm going to go with Carlos Prates getting this done by a KO in the second round. I think that Carlos Prates is very dangerous. He's one of the hardest hitters in the UFC, and he's learned a lot from that Ian Gary fight. He was able to hurt Ian Gary in the last bit of the fight. I think he'll get started much earlier, and Jeff Neal is known to take his foot off the gas in the second round, and I think that's where Carlos Prates is going to really start tagging him up, hurting him with his knees, and catching him with those long straights, and also that check hook from Carlos Prates is going to be there, that jab. So I think he'll get a second round KO over Jeff Neal. Then we've got MVP taking on Jared Cannonier, and I'm going to go with Michael Vanner Page to get this done by decision. I feel like he's going to be the much faster fighter. He's properly bulked up to the middleweight division. He's fought there once before, and I think his timing is just going to be too hard to figure out for Cannonier, especially in a 3-round fight. It's going to be by really fast, and I feel like MVP is going to be able to pick him apart for that long jab, those kicks, and those overhands occasionally. And then we've got Tim Elliott taking on Kai Asakura, and I'm going to go with Kai Asakura by a third-round KO. I think that he is going to be able to find those body shots on Tim Elliott, who likes to be awkward and very aggressive. I think those body shots are going to start to slow him down, and eventually Kai Asakura is going to show his power and knock him out.